Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein and the road to 100, where today we are in the dried up trenches after coming off of the Howling Pit devastation that we ran back there. So this time, the halberd of choice that we're going to run is the Garnet Splitter. Now,
Keep
this
an eye on our
is a
surroundings.
very interesting kind of a weapon, as it has nothing interesting about it really, except that it is one of the weapons in the game that does have blood infused onto the base part of the weapon itself. And you look at these stats, and they're very interesting. That it scales with a strength and C, or it scales with strength and Dex, mainly Dex, obviously, and then it scales in mind and willpower. And it has very, very low basic requirements here to use this thing. So almost every blood code can use this, but not everyone. But it's a very, very widely accepted uh, halberd across all the blood codes. Now, what's interesting about it is there is a blood code that's specifically tailored almost to make use of this weapon, as we have a weight limit here of 78 to maintain a quick status. We are able to use the Garnet Splitter with our Blood Veil here, the Noble Silver, to maintain that quick mobility, while at the same time having very good light damage, while at the same time being able to utilize the barrage gifts, and at the same time having a pretty hard-hitting weapon here. Now, the reason this weapon is actually useful is anytime you have enemies that are weak to blood or slash. In this bloody trenches here, we have enemies that are weak to blood and they are weak to slash, and that's the big purples and the big reds. They have a minus 10% resistance to slash, and they have a minus 10% resistance to blood. They also have a minus 30% resistance to ice, which is why we are running Ice Barrage, and then they have a 0% resist to pierce. So Ice Barrage and Blood Barrage are very, very good options, as well as the Garnet Splitter. So we will get an extra 10% on our slashing damage, just free because we're attacking them, and then we're getting another 10% free on our blood damage. So instead of doing 10% blood, we'll be doing 20% blood, just because of the fact that we're using the Garnet Splitter. So there's a whole lot of multipliers that are working in the favor of the Garnet Splitter here. And let me show you here in the spreadsheet. So you'll see here in the spreadsheet, here's the Garnet Splitter line. The first attack does a 45% and a 55% combo attack, just like the Damarung. So that's kind of bad because it locks you into that first strike. And then the other attacks are pretty basic here. Nothing's really interesting. The heavy attack does have some interest here, that you get a pretty high multiplier of 135% plus some gift trigger here. But the real bonus magic happens in the charge attack on this weapon, and you get a 335% slashing increase to your damage, and that each attack here has its multipliers attached to it. And then you get the gift trigger at the end, where you get about another 40% of damage out on the 3 blood blades that come out and attack the enemy. So you have huge, huge, huge amounts of damage here. You have about 400% damage on a charge attack. So, and when you use this weapon, you want to be going against enemies, obviously, that are weak to blood slash, but you also want to be going to do the charge attack as much as possible. Now, this gift trigger on the weapon only costs 2 ichor to initiate, whereas the Damarung took 5. So here's the charge attack, and that costs only 2 ichor, so it's very cheap, but for about a 400% damage increase to your weapon, it's absolutely worth it. So as we head on in here, you will see that we are able to head over here, and for the cost of 2, oops, for the cost of 2 ichor, we were able to get
You
huge,
slip
huge,
and it's
huge
over.
damage. Okay, and same thing here. Okay, and we only lost 1 ichor there, or sorry, we gained an ichor. Okay. And even if we don't have the gift trigger available, that's okay, because as soon as we attack the enemy, we are able to get ichor because of the attack of the enemy. But then we're able to, whoops, but then we're able to also um, use the gift trigger because our damage, uh, our weapon damages the enemy twice before the gift trigger comes out. So you're always guaranteed to have enough ichor basically to use this thing. So it's kind of amazing that way. There you go. You can see it happen there. And whoops. Oops. Oh, we're getting beat up here. Okay, let's go for a charge attack here. And you can see there that the amount of damage that we do, we can absolutely put it out on these guys. And in the event that we get damaged like that, we have gifts to fall back on. Okay. Oops, I forgot I was using a claw veil. That was a dumb thing to do. Oh well. Okay, so not bad here. Eva's going crazy there, so we'll hopefully get a launch. Nope. Okay, and let's go for a charge. And you can see there that, whoops, that the stagger is very, very nice out of this thing because of those consecutive attacks that damage the enemy on each of those abilities. Okay, so let's head on in here. Oops, okay. Good job, Eva. Okay, and let's just go for a couple of charge attacks here. And you can see that because it does have stagger, because it's a pole arm, you have stagger built into the weapon. You're able to constantly get a bunch of stagger out on the enemy. You're able to maintain that quick mobility that you need. Whoops, okay. Good job, Eva. And you're also able to really damage the enemy in a very, very simple, easy way, because you're always gonna have the charge attack available to you. Okay, here he comes. And we'll just go for a couple charge attacks here. And it makes for a really, really easy way to put enemies down. Okay, now we go for Shotgun Boy. Oh, okay. Oops. Okay, and we'll, there we go. We can see that the stagger is very, very nice against these guys, and they can't do too much just because of the fact that we stagger them over and over and over. Now, Shotgun Boy obviously was pretty bad because, you know, he didn't get the dodge correctly because he kind of stood around and looked at me. But either way, we're able to really damage the enemies around here very, very quickly. I don't know what this guy's doing. Oh, he was going for a parry. I've never seen him do that, where he kind of follows me around for an instant parry. That was interesting. Okay, and not too bad here. Let's go fight the big boys over here, as they are weak to slash by 25%. So we get even more bonus damage versus these fellas. So you definitely want to be going for slash against them, and because the halberd here is so good, as you can see there, the stagger is real, and these guys just can't do anything versus the Garnet Splitter, even though it sounds like it's a weird kind of a thing, but I mean they go very quickly, and this weapon is very rarely used. But that's really, honestly, as I see it, the only way to use it is as a charge weapon, because of the lackluster moveset that it has in every other regard. And this is when you mine this weapon for information, you definitely find that the charge attack is the only thing that's worth using. And because you strike the enemy twice first, and you have 0.45, so you basically have a 0.9 drain rating on this weapon, and if you go for any other kind of drain up abilities, and especially if I had blood-sucking blades or hunting feast, I would definitely be able to do huge amounts of ichor recovery overall, and then you would be able to do, you know, all kinds of stuff for all of your weapons and everything. Okay, here comes Shotgun Boy. Eva's gonna kill him, I think. It's fine with me. We'll go for dodging ability here because we want to get over here and kill this thing. Okay. And because the ichor cost is only 2 for this Garnet Splitter, you can see there that we are able to recover that ichor very quickly, regardless of what we're doing. Oh no. Okay, I fell off. It's okay. Oh. And you can see there that even though these guys are pretty bad in a tight space like that, when you do the charge attack, you go around in a circle there, so you're able to consistently get really good damage on these guys. Now your alternate light attack sort of has knockdown, but it's very hard to use, and it's very situational. It's not for every enemy, and not all the time. Whoops. Oh, good grief! I couldn't even tell what was going on there. Okay, I don't know what he's doing. Okay. Good. Eva's going up the ladder, and that guy has now locked himself out. Okay. Oh, this guy's still here. That's nice. Oops. Pushing the buttons too many times here. Okay, so we can pick up all our things here, and if we had an ability to throw some gift his way, we would be able to put him down. But we'll go for this guy. Okay, good. And you can see there again, just the amount of stagger that this has against these guys. I guess we'll go pick this bad boy up over here, and we'll take him out just because we can, and we have the ability to, and we have our charge booster still active. Oh, he either killed himself or he jumped up the ladder somehow. I'm guessing he jumped off the edge. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, anyways, the running scout is a kind of a blood code that you run heavy dex on, for good reason, because it is a very dex heavy build, a blood code, but at the same time you can make it in such a good way here, also versus the Despot, because of the blood potential in it. It gives us a huge increase to our damage for basically no added extra effort at all. So very good stuff. So let's go ahead and get our gifts going and all of our items, and we can go ahead and get into the fight here. Okay. And we have a whole bunch of for recovery here now, so we should be okay. And actually, let's go for blood-sucking blades, because I think we'll be more interested in getting a lot more ichor back every time we charge attack this guy. Okay, come on, Eva. There we go. And you can see that we're already into charge. Okay. And we already staggered him once. We may stagger him again. There we go. Okay, we'll go for charges here. Okay. And as soon as he gets up here, we'll go ahead and charge him. Oh, there's that attack. That attack is brutal. Oh man, that attack is very fast. But you can see that we put him down into stagger state because we have 5 attacks basically, and it's the amount of attacks that you do that stagger this boy, and you're able to stagger him very easily and very quickly here at the beginning. So it's really a beneficial weapon to have in a scenario like this. Here's my haze. Okay, and one more, and then he'll go down. Okay. Okay. So that was a pretty good first phase there, and you can see how fast you could just burst him down overall, and it's good stuff because he's a bad boy overall. Okay. Okay. And you can see here that because we're just constantly charging at his feet here, we're able to stagger him. Okay. Whoops. What? What hit me? Okay, I don't quite know what happened there. Oh, good grief. I couldn't even see what was going on. But if you get underneath him there and then you just swing away, you can constantly do really, really good damage. Now you would think, well, just put this on Fion, but the problem with Fion is that you don't have almost any dex, but you would need a little bit of a dex increase to use it, but that's okay. It would still be a good idea and a good blood code to go for. Okay, let's go pick up our haze and get our things here. I know the Despot is, whatever as a boss, but he's definitely a fun one in regards to the Garnet Splitter here. Okay. Ooh, he didn't go into. Okay, that is in transition. Eva's getting slapped here, so we'll slap this boy for her. Okay, let's get our charge booster going. Okay, there we go. And we'll charge him down. Okay. There we go. Okay. Good. Okay. And one more. There we go. Oh my goodness. That's the downfall of the build, is that you have no ability to get hit. So you get hit once, you're dead. I mean, that's I guess that's fair with this kind of a setup. So what we'll go for here is a stamina booster, so that way we have the ability to get our stamina back quicker. And I guess we could go for a couple other things here, but this'll be good enough. But you see down there at the end, if you get hit by one attack, it doesn't matter which one, you're just dead, and that's just how it goes. Okay, let's back up here and get this boy taken care of. There you go. Alright. And let's go for our things here. Okay. Okay. Oh wait, we're dead. Oh, we're not dead. How nice. Eva's almost dead. Okay. Okay, we should be able to stagger him here. Okay. Okay. Whoops. We're dead. Oh. Okay. Thanks, Eva. There we go. We just gotta get past that one mistake there every time, and you can move on. But it's definitely a very interesting weapon, as it for some reason this cutscene always takes off my hat. But it's a very interesting weapon, as that really is the only use case for it, is to do the charge attack. There's really no other reason to use this weapon, and if you can't do the charge attack and you can't speed up the charge attack, then it's really not worth using overall, just because of the fact of how pretty useless the actual regular attack string is, because the multipliers don't go very high, and there's really no good attack string that you can kind of put together with high damage values, except for the charge attack. The heavy attack is okay, but you can't speed it up, so you're locked into an animation set that there's no way to make it faster or alter it in any way. So you're really, really locked into one move, and that's a charge attack. But because it does have stagger, a lot of stagger built into that move. Typically, the recovery time is pretty good just because of the fact that you can stagger the enemies outside of their normal attack patterns and stuff because of the three blood blades that come out at the end and the two initial swings, and just because of the huge damage multipliers that you're getting attached to it, you're able to do some really good damage overall. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the dammer or the dammer the Garnet Splitter here, and kind of the maybe the one and only use case for it that would actually be useful. I mean, we did struggle there with the Despot a little bit, but that's only because we have basically no defenses against anything that he does. We have basically no slash, and he does a lot of slash with his Tyrant's Labrys, and he doesn't really do any crush. So we have basically his strength is our weakness, and so that's really bad. Now, if you do want higher I-core recovery, obviously you go for the Devour version. And on this guy, if you wanted more drain, then you would obviously go for a Devour version on here as well. I don't have a drain version, but you can see how I'm out of Devour Chromes. I gotta go buy more. But you can see how if you have a higher drain rating, like if you went here for something like drain weapon drain rating up, you're up to 0.65, and then if you're using a drain activator, I mean, you can start getting some really huge I-core drain out of that charge attack, and that will then allow you to recover all the I-core and then some, because you're doing 2 I-core for your charge attack. So you definitely can use this weapon in a lot of different scenarios, just not in the cathedral. So anyways, hope you all enjoyed that, and we'll see you in the cathedral tomorrow.